So the next step with this resin, it's dried, is sanding. I've sanded it with a 220 sandpaper. So, and then I wiped it off and made sure all the little, if there's anything on here, is off. The next part is this ultimate top coat. I got a glossy, it's a resin. You mix 2 parts to 1 part, and this stuff, you gotta like sit it upside down because it can get the hardening part, or I don't know if the hardening part's in here or here, but there's something in here that needs to mix thoroughly. So I like to sit it upside down and make sure that it's whatever's in the bottom is going to the top, and then dump it out 2 parts, mix it up thoroughly, and then add the 1 part, and then add about, I think they said about 2% water, but I think when you watch these guys online, it is a 1%, 10%, I'm sorry, 10% water. And then you use a roller, a lint-free roller. It's important that it's a lint-free roller, otherwise you'll just have a mess. You don't want that. I've already had a problem with a mess, so I think it's 10%. So it's loose, and so you can use the roller and roll it on. And you roll it on with kind of a dry roller. And before you even use the roller, you got to run some tape over the roller and make sure that any lint that is stuck on it is pulled off. So lint is your enemy in this case, and dust. So again, nobody in the house, do it, leave, that kind of a deal. So I sanded this, and I wiped it down, but I'm going to leave it and then come back tomorrow and do this top coat, and it's glossy. But it's not going to be a mirror coat like this is a mirror coat, so it's different. It's still glossy though. And I've used matte in the past, and it's nice. It has a matte feel, and it's a nice finish. But I wanted to try glossy, which is where I'm at today. I'm going to be doing it on this counter, and I'm going to be doing it on the desk counter. And there are some divots in that. I didn't think they were that bad that I would need to put a whole nother coat of resin on it. That's what I would have done in the past traditionally had I not had this. But I think this will help fill in some of those divots and make it look a lot better. So I'm going to try that over there, and I'll let you know how that goes. But you use a dry roller, quarter inch. You put a couple of coats of this on if you want. This goes a long way. This whole system here is 200 square feet. So anyway, that's the next stage. This is the next stage, and I had to do a fix back here in the corner, but I think that looks pretty nice. I use this other stuff called instant resin. I'll show you a picture of that in a minute. But you can see this has got a little bit of a tooth on it now because I sanded it. It still looks beautiful. That is the UV LED resin. It dries clear, obviously very hard, but you can activate it by using a UV light or just leave it sitting out and it will dry on its own. So I spray painted this black so it would match. We're going to do black. We're going to install that today. And everything else is kind of on the dark side. So the caulk in the back looks good. And along the edges looks good. Back here, everything looks good. So happy. It matches the black dishwasher, and we're going to be installing the black stove today after we clean it up. So we are about to install the faucet for the kitchen today. Do you want to show them the faucet? It's behind you.
Pretty cool faucet. Got to pull down. I guess that's like an extra powerful thing. On and off. Nice.
So we're going to put this scutcheon on because if you see, there's 4 holes over there. So one of those holes we'll probably use a soap thing. But I'm leaving this stuff so it doesn't mar this, although it's got a special coating on it and it shouldn't affect it at all. But the scutcheon goes on. I think I put it over one maybe, because and then you could put the
It's fine. It's not gonna be easy to
soap
get
over
to.
there. It's better centered here, I'm thinking.
No, you're not gonna really get anything there because the wall's right there. You're better off here
So
with
we
it.
gotta go there and we'll put the
Otherwise-
soap there.
And the soap. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I just think
How does it go on?
so.
The scutcheon.
Right, rubber, metal washer, lock nut.
Okay, do that again without your hand in the way.
Rubber washer,
This is all
metal
underneath.
washer,
So
and
she
then the
puts.
lock nut.
Okay. She puts the scutcheon on the sink as it is over there. Then she puts the faucet through that hole. Then she puts the rubber piece up underneath, and then the metal piece, and then this ties it. Then
It all
this.
goes in like this, and then it ties like that. Screw it in, it tightens it. But there's also threads here, so you thread it first as far as you can manually.
Which threads into that piece right there.
Exactly.
Okay, great. Hope that makes sense.
No, I'm not really
The
sure. what this
directions
is
are
for.
kind of right. The directions are right there, so there you go. It's not difficult. Not difficult at all. It's the hardest part.
The hardest part is getting underneath the sink to tie this together. But that looks pretty cool. I like that. I like it more in the
Except-
center.
Virginia's going to have to get her
Little foot up there.
slender body up there and behind the sink
So, Mel,
to
when
get to this.
When I do this, make sure that this is on. See how you can see the holes here?
Of course.
And make sure that they're
Now,
covered.
do I have to silicone underneath that scutcheon like I did on the last one? We're going to see. But I think you have to silicone up underneath this.
so
This
big.
is called a scutcheon. That
It doesn't say
flat
anything
piece
about
is
that.
a scutcheon. Maybe
No.
we don't need to silicone
Don't need
under
to.
that. Okay.
No.
There's Virginia hooking up the faucet. It's tough because it's a tight space. It's really between this wall inside and this wall back here. So, but it's nice and secure. So, and it looks great, by the way. So, I think we're good. So we're about to put this back in place, and I cleaned it extensively. It was pretty disgusting. I even cleaned this. It was really gross. Anyway, it's all been cleaned. And I think this might, that locks it. But yeah, I'm feeling a lot of crap under here, so I'll have to go clean that. But it's gonna go in over there. We're about to do that next. So faucet is in, drain is in. We're still working on this under here because we have to convert it from a 2-sink to a 1-sink drain, along with the dishwasher. So we have to get some more parts for that. Virginia is now hooking up the propane. We're trying to hook up the propane. We're wondering if it's left to tighten, because on some propane, that's what you do. Now, do we want to put, wait a minute, do we want to put tape
Teflon?
around that? We're going to get some Teflon tape and put it around there first. Added some yellow Teflon tape. That's yellow is for gas. And now she's going to hook it up to the propane. This is a propane stove. Virginia is thinking it's easier to do it alone, so I'm fine with that. She's going to get this stove in there on her own, I think. Maybe not. Do you want help?
Sure.
That's it. Stove is in. Everything is cleaned. Sink is in. You know, I think we're in good shape. This looks like an amazing change. So this was also a resin pour, except it was a clear resin pour over a painted surface, and it's just a desk. You can see it's got holes on both corners. They're also painted around here. I am sanding the top of this because, well, after all, I'm a woodworker. But anyway, I'm sanding this, and then I'm going to put a feed and wax finish on it when I'm done. So it'll really be nice.